Tonight, President Donald Trump visiting Kerr County, getting a first-hand look at the damage from the Hill Country flooding disaster.
Been to a lot of hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes. I've never seen anything like this. This is a bad one.
Tonight, reaction from the president and the first lady, and what comes next.
As well as reaction pouring in from the president's visit. We'll hear from Kerrville residents tonight at 5.
And a few showers and thunderstorms passing through our area. Not much now, but now we turn our attention to the weekend where we may see some rain and how much coming up.
News 4 San Antonio at 5. We're here for you.
Oh my God.
One of the worst natural disasters in state history.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
Deadly flash flooding, turning the Guadalupe River in Kerr County into a massive wall of water, lifting homes off their foundations and sweeping away entire campsites within minutes.
Never have I ever seen it this bad.
More than 90 dead in Kerr County alone, many of them children who were celebrating the 4th of July at summer camp.
This is very bad. I mean, this is the most severe I've seen.
There are also questions about whether enough was done with the warnings and concerns that were raised.
Is there any way we could send a code red out to our Hunt residents asking them to find higher ground or stay home?
We have to get that approved with our supervisor.
Now, 1 week later, as the president visits the area, the recovery continues. We are committed to bringing you complete coverage of the story, getting answers, and holding authorities accountable. Here for you.
And we begin tonight with a live picture from a memorial. This is the first thing that we're showing you tonight. There are people there walking the street. This is a memorial set up in Kerrville as people continue to visit and pay respects to those who lost their lives in the floods. The images of those who passed on that wall.
Of course, emotions are high. This is 1 week since the tragedy here in the Hill Country. Good evening, friends. I'm Jonathan Martinez.
I'm Mandy Noel, and we are joining you now live from Ingram. We're going to update you now with the latest.
We have a lot to unpack here. The very latest as the numbers pertain. So 161 people missing in Kerr County. That includes 5 campers and 1 counselor. 96 deaths in Kerr County have been confirmed. That includes 60 adults, 36 children. And the death toll across the entire state of Texas as a result of this storm now stands at 120.
President Donald Trump visited Kerr County today. We have video from when he touched down in San Antonio at Lackland Air Base with First Lady Melania Trump. They're walking off the airplane to begin the next leg of his journey, which was getting here to Kerr County. And that was where he met with other officials here.
Shortly thereafter, he got off of Air Force One, loaded onto Marine One, made his way here to the Hill Country where he met, as you see there, with first responders before getting a tour of the area, all the damage, all the debris that is. In a press conference earlier, he mentioned it was sheer devastation. He says his hearts are with his heart and the First Lady's heart. They are with the Hill Country right now.
And after stopping and meeting with some of the officials here in Kerr County who we've seen and heard from in the last week, he joined a roundtable.
That's right, and it took place out in Kerr County, and that is where we find Jordan Elder right now with the very latest. She was at that roundtable. Jordan?
Mandy and Jonathan, President Trump says he has never seen anything like the damage he saw in the Hill Country today. It was among his first remarks when he sat down at the roundtable. He let out a sigh and he said, "This is a tough one." President Trump and the First Lady met with first responders and they got to hear about some of the rescues they've coordinated. The president also got an update on where the search operations stand now, specifically the number of people still unaccounted for and how crews are trying to locate them. We know he met with the former owner of the Hunt store as well and gave his support for that business to rebuild. But we're told the largest part of the day was meeting with families who lost loved ones at Camp Mystic. President Trump said that's actually what delayed his arrival here at the roundtable, spending more time learning about those girls' lives. We also heard from the governor, the First Lady, even Dr. Phil.
All across the country, Americans' hearts are shattered. I had to be here as president. First Lady wanted to be here. And, all the beautiful souls. And we're filled with grief and devastation. The loss of life. And unfortunately, they're still looking. They're still looking. There's a lot of missing children.
My deepest sympathy to all of the parents who lost beautiful young souls. deepest sympathy from all of us to the community, to everybody who lost a loved one. We are grieving with you. Our nation is grieving with you.
There's a collective consciousness in these communities down here. This is my country here. Texas is home for me, and there's a collective consciousness here. And everybody in these communities suffered this loss at some level, and so everybody shares that, and so everybody shares the healing, and that will come through here. Everybody will rally together.
Flood sirens and alarms are the key solution that leaders are discussing to better alert people in the next disaster. Texas lawmakers have already pledged to take that up in just over a week at their special session. The president was asked about that today, but here was his response.
Well, I think everyone did an incredible job under the circumstances. This was, I guess Christie said, a 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000 years. And I just have admiration for the job that everybody did. There's just admiration. Only a bad person would ask a question like that, to be honest with you. I don't know who you are, but only a very evil person would ask a question like that. I think this has been heroism. This has been incredible, really, the job you've all done. It's easy to sit back and say, oh, what could have happened here or there, you know. Maybe we could have done something differently. This was a thing that has never happened before, and nobody's ever seen anything. I've never seen anything like this. I've gone to some real bad ones. I've never seen anything like this. So I admire you, and I consider you heroes and heroine, and I think you've done an amazing job.
The president and the first lady have both pledged to come back to the Hill Country, both to support the parents who lost children at Camp Mystic and to make sure that this community has the resources they need as they start this long road to recovery. Reporting in Kerrville, I'm Jordan Elder.
And as the president landed in Kerr County, there were people that we saw lining the streets. They were very excited, and they felt seen that he and the First Lady were here.
And we do have a team of reporters scattered across right now the Hill Country. That includes News 4 San Antonio's Matt Roy, who joins us now with more on that angle of the story. Matt, good evening.
Jonathan Maney, good evening to you. Yeah, hundreds of people lined up all across Highway 27. We got here about 9 o'clock this morning. There was already people lined up. I'm going to guess 100 to 200 people all up and down the 2.5-mile stretch from here to the airport. And they got to see the president come right in here to down Riverside Road and go to the expo hall where you just heard him speaking in Jordan's piece right there. But all of that to show their support for a guy that was showing up to give his support. And to them, his support meant everything. Speaking with some of the residents today, they said the most powerful man in the world coming to their community of less than 25,000 people gives them the hope and belief that they'll get through this tragedy.
Oh man, this is a once in a lifetime, and seeing him come down here to this community after what happened, it speaks a lot. It's amazing seeing how everybody around here in Texas came and supported.
Now, there are some people who were out here 7-8 hours, finally started departing when President Trump's motorcade took off about 3:45 this afternoon. So even though the president was only here for a few hours, it's something the community is going to keep in their hearts and in their souls for months, if not years to come. Reporting in Kerrville, I'm Matt Roy. Back to you guys.
All right, Matt, thank you, sir, for that. As we showed you at the top of the newscast, there is a memorial right now in downtown Kerrville that continues to grow.
You're seeing flowers and photos and all sorts of people coming out. The pictures line that memorial of the victims in this. And people are just stopping by to remember all of the lives lost.
News 4 San Antonio's Taylor Wardenby continues our team coverage tonight. She is in Kerrville. Taylor.
That's right, Jonathan Mandy. I'm live here in Kerrville on Water Street, where a memorial has been set up to honor the lives that have been lost during this deadly flooding which swept through the Hill Country. As you can see, many people are lined up along this street just looking at this memorial. Names, photos, and flowers cover the fence along here on Water Street. near the Guadalupe River, remembering each flood victim we've lost due to the catastrophic flooding. The memorial was set up on Wednesday and continues to grow as many people here in the community and even beyond stop by to leave stuffed animals, notes, and more flowers. Leo Soto, who is from Miami, came all the way to the hill country of Texas to make this happen. Governor Abbott also made his way over here to the memorial and promised to continue the search.
I booked my flight to San Antonio. The flowers arrived in San Antonio. I got in a delivery van with the flower delivery guy, and we came over here in Curvo, and the community had told us of a location that could work. Drove by, said this is perfect, and on Wednesday at 5 o'clock we all came together here, and it was really the most beautiful part of this process is seeing 30, 40 people, just rain or shine, just going through it, just grabbing the flowers, attaching them. And
for one, we are far more successful in dealing with disasters like this when local, state, and federal leaders work collaboratively together, and that's what we showed today. But also, I've been here either every day or every other day since the flood began to make sure that we have the boots on the ground.
Governor Greg Abbott says they will be looking for solutions for the entire state. Now tonight at 7 p.m., there will be a vigil held here on Water Street to honor those that lost their lives. Reporting live in Kerrville, I'm Taylor Wharton. Back to you.
Emma Allen at the Live Desk. Just a short time ago, country music legend George Strait announcing a fundraising event to help those directly impacted by the Texas floods. The event will be held in Boerne on July 27th and will consist of an intimate donor dinner and concert with other special guests. Strait says the goal of this event is to raise meaningful, immediate support that can be put directly into the hands of flood victims without delay, while also honoring those first responders that have worked tirelessly to save lives. Head over to our website, news4sanantonio.com, to find out how to get tickets. That is the latest from the Live Desk.
Our coverage of the Hill Country flooding disaster continues after this short break. Stay with us.
You're watching News 4 San Antonio.
Now, President Trump's visit to Kerrville comes at a time when he is reshaping the federal government and the way that it responds to disasters. He says he wants to dissolve FEMA and put the states in charge of any type of response.
News 4 team's Jay Avila has been looking into conflicting reports about how fast the federal response was to the Hill Country flooding disaster. Jay is live in studio.
Jonathan and Mandy, President Trump sent his Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to Kerrville the day after the flooding hit. At that news conference, Noem and Governor Abbott said Texas was already getting all the federal help it asked for. One media report, though, claims FEMA was slow to respond because of spending cuts.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the assets and resources you and the Trump administration are providing.
The day after the flood, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem told us Coast Guard aircraft and helicopters with thermal imaging for nighttime searching had already been made available, as well as special teams from Customs and Border Protection. She said FEMA, another agency under her purview, was also poised to help.
And of course, FEMA is standing at an enhanced level right now, which means that they are plugged in to the State Operations Center. We are engaged.
CNN, citing anonymous sources within the agency, reports FEMA search and rescue crews did not respond to the disaster zone until 72 hours after the flooding began. The report says a new cost-cutting policy requires Noem to sign off on spending over $100,000, and that she did not authorize the teams to get into position until Monday. Homeland Security sent News 4 this response. Under Secretary Noem, FEMA is shifting from bloated, D.C.-centric dead weight to a lean, deployable disaster force that empowers state actors to provide relief for their citizens. The old processes are being replaced because they failed Americans in real emergencies for decades. Homeland Security says FEMA assets are being put into action as they are requested by the state of Texas, part of President Trump's shift to have governors take the lead in disasters.
If a certain state, as an example, gets hit by a hurricane or tornado, that's what a governor should be able to handle it. And frankly, if they can handle it, the aftermath, then maybe they shouldn't be governor.
At this afternoon's roundtable in Kerrville, Governor Abbott repeated his support of the administration, saying it's been the quickest federal response he can remember. Jonathan and Mandy?
Jay, thank you for that update. Our coverage of the Hill Country flooding tragedy, it continues on the other side of the break. Well, no doubt it has been a very tough week for everyone here in the Hill Country dealing with this deadly flood.
Tragedy and loss. This is a look back at some of the moments from the last week.
I've never seen it like this before.
Oh my God.
I was here before it started and it just kept on rising and rising.
There's just houses demolished and stuff. So yeah, it's a little terrifying.
I grabbed my dog and my wallet and I tried to get outside and the water was flooded. The truck had me pinned, so I got out and then I was just here screaming.
This is something where we need to begin now, and we need to continue to invoke God Almighty. The one thing I hear the most from people across the country, really across the globe, are the prayers that are being sent for those who are in harm's way to be successfully rescued. Those who are giving thanksgiving to God right now because their family member has been located.
I've been here since 1987 and I've seen 2 or 3 really good floods, but I have never seen one that just total disaster like this one is.
This is a time when we as a state, we as a community, need God more than ever. Little kids off at camp, joyfully excited about the upcoming day to celebrate the 4th of July. Campers alongside the river, doing the same thing and enjoying one of the beautiful spots in the state of Texas.
I want to tell you all that we will be working around the clock 24/7 until every person is found.
This is a hard day, and there will be hard days to come. Pray for us. We covet your prayers.
We brought in over 100 troopers this morning, and they worked all day. Rescues, high water vehicles, boats, rescue drivers, divers, 7 rescue helicopters with hoist capabilities, and that was just today. We have another shift coming in tonight and another shift in the morning.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan.
All right, we'll begin here this evening with a check of live power Doppler radar. And you see, we had a couple of hit or miss showers and thunderstorms earlier. Now it's just a tiny little shower near Bernie, just northeast of Pleasanton, and then also maybe a couple here on I-10. Earlier in Seguin actually had some pretty decent rain come through in parts of New Braunfels. So all is fairly quiet at the moment, taking you back in time. And again, you can see these hit or miss showers or thunderstorms. Really not much up into the hill country. This is the I-35 corridor east is where we've seen the bulk of the activity. Now earlier on, right there around Vance Jackson 410, had a little downpour that produced about a ½ inch or more of a little bit of rain. Then it moved up towards Shabado Park and then it fell apart. So there was about a ¼ inch of rain with that. A couple spots eastern Bexar County into Guadalupe County. And then you see just a few drops down to the south and a check to the east. And here you can see, again, a few areas of a ½ inch or more. That's that blue shading you see here on the legend in Guadalupe County and then spotty down to the south. Out there now, Raobi Rodriguez Law, the WeatherCam Network. I'll step over here to the side. And really, all in all, pretty quiet evening ahead, by and large, with those clouds that you see there. We hit 92 today in San Antonio, 4-zone weather watchers. You got 83. That was obviously a little bit of rain coming through New Braunfels there from Renee Tutt. There's Dave and Rogers Ranch has 86 degrees, 89 at Bernie. And then I do want to point out, Gary Seidel there in Floresville, 90 degrees. These are the official temperatures around the area. So now we look to the weekend. National Weather Service offices have been starting to put up the flood watches. This is to our northwest and out to the west and up in parts of the Panhandle. We do not have anything from the Lubbock Weather Service office here at this point. And we look at the overall pattern across the state. It's right up in here that I'm watching. There's a little, just a very weak little disturbance rotating in around this ridge. And that'll be coming down in, and it's going to try to spark off complexes of storms to our northwest. We'll want to watch that Saturday night into Sunday morning to see if we catch any of that coming down in. So here you'll see your Saturday. We start with patchy clouds the afternoon. I've knocked the rain chance Saturday down to 20%. for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. But overall, if you're outdoors, not much. Hill country operation should have some decent weather. Here you see Sunday morning. Now, it could be anywhere in here, but we'll see some showers and storms, I believe, try to settle in. Our in-house computer model has them way out to the west and sort of weaken through the day on Sunday. And then we see a little bit of a kick here Sunday night into Monday out to the west here. So based on that model, this is how much rain we would see in our area. And notice again, parts of the hill country, not as much, and a couple of bullseyes here out to the west. This is from NOAA's Weather Prediction Center. They have a general zone right in here. Hopefully this will pop on here for you. There you can see it. 1/2 inch to 1 inch plus, 1.5 inch plus possible. Parts of the western hill country to the Edwards Plateau with much less down through Bexar County. And a level 2 out of 4 severe weather risk. They've nudged it south. So we'll be on guard watching those trends for you. The bulk of this activity, though, definitely to our north with flooding risk. So we're just maybe catching it. We got to be just on guard through the weekend. 93 degrees both days. The rain chance Sunday is 30%. Next week, it's just hot and dry, mid to upper 90s. Out west, 98, 95 on Sunday with a chance for some scattered showers or a thunderstorm. There you see in the hill country, particularly Saturday night through Sunday, scattered 40% rain chance. And here's our eastern zone extended forecast. We're back right after this.
Well, right now there is a lot of help that's needed, and that is why News 4 San Antonio is partnering with the Salvation Army for Sinclair Cares Texas Tragedy Relief.
We've raised over $118,000 already. Just scan the QR code here to get help to first responders and survivors who desperately need our help. We'll be right back. Our coverage will continue at 6, live here from Ingram in the Hill Country.
That's where we'll see you next.